Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be making the wheels for the undercarriage of the airplane. This is part number 8. In the drawing it says to make them from nylon, but I actually prefer aluminium, so I'll be doing it that way. I've put the page, I've sellotaped it to the back of my lathe so that I can have easy access to it at all times. And when you're on the lathe, don't forget, always wear goggles. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so the bar I have here is 40 millimeters, and I can double check that using the verniers. Yep, 40 millimeters, but our drawing wants us to be at 35. So what I'm going to do is take an initial cut, and I'm going to go past the length of 2 wheels, because I can get 2 wheels off this bar quite easy. So I'm going to take one thin cut first of all, just to get where this point is on the surface. If I measure the bar, I can find out exactly what diameter it is, and it is 39.6. Okay, so I need to take off 4.6 millimeters. I'm going to zero my dial now. Right, when we want to zero a top slide, we use the dial here. On this part, there's a little line, and we use that as a guide. So, holding the black part, the handle that spins freely, we're going to hold that steady, and then we're going to turn the dial until we get to 0. And there we go. 0 now is lining up with the mark here, which may be difficult for you to see, but that we now know that if we turn it the dial so much, we've moved that distance. And that's always handy to know how to do. So now that I have my dial on the top side zeroed, I'm going to bring it down to 35 millimeters. Remember, I have to take off 4.6 millimeters. So I'm actually going to take off 2 roughing cuts, which are thick, fast cuts of 2 millimeters each, and then one last cut of 0.6 millimeters, and I'm going to use the automatic feed for that to get a good smooth surface. So I'm moving my top slide in 2 millimeters. And again, I can be accurate with my dial now. Right, so that should be 4 millimeters removed. I'm going to double check now with my verniers just to make sure that I'm on track and where I'm supposed to be. And sure enough, that is 35.6 millimeters. So I'm going to turn it last 6.6 millimeters, and I'm going to turn on the automatic feed to take this thin cut because I want a nice smooth surface on it. Don't forget to keep your lathe a bit tidy when you're working. Don't touch the swarf with your bare hand. Could get a nasty cut. Okay, so just to check our final dimension, and that is bang on 35 millimeters, which is lovely, and a very nice smooth finish on it as well. Right, next stage, I need to drill a hole down the middle, and it's supposed to be 35 millimeters. So I'm going to remove or take the chuck out of the way, the drill post. Again, small thin drill bit. We need to use a centre drill first of all. So now we replace the centre drill with the 3.5 drill bit, and we're going to drill quite deep into this, hopefully to cover 2 holes at least, or 2 wheels at least. I just noticed here now, when I was surfacing that, there's still a mark here, so I'm going to have to cut that or face that off shortly to make the end of the bar smooth. But we'll do the drilling first anyway. When you're drilling deep holes, you do have to peck drill, and you may get the case where there's a bit of clogging on the drill bit. If you use a lubricant, this is less likely to happen, but for clarity, I'm not doing that at the minute. So I think just another little 2 pecks and we should be good. Right, well, that hole is gone down a bit. We've drilled in approximately 39-40 millimeters. That hopefully will be deep enough for 2 holes. Okay, so for the next bit, I just want to face off beyond that mark so that I have a nice smooth surface without any edges there. Right, so now we just have to make this little groove here in the drawing. So we're going to set up for that now. It's 1 millimeter deep and it has a diameter of 23 millimeters. Right, so the outside diameter of the bar is 35 millimeters and the inside of the groove is 23, so that's a difference of 12 millimeters. So I need to move the cutting tool in 12 millimeters essentially. So I'm going to move it in first. That's 5, 10 and 12. And now I'm going to turn on the lathe and I'm going to move this way 1 millimeter using the top slide guide or gauge, and then I'm going to go all the way to the centre. And be careful to bring your tool back out that way before you come back, otherwise it'll take off the little lip that you've created there. Okay, so I've replaced the normal cutting tool, the single point cutting tool, with the parting off tool, and I'm going to turn the lathe down to about 260 revs per minute. It should be okay with aluminium. I need a ruler now to measure the distance. And these wheels are 10 millimeters thick. So there we go, that cutting tool now is 10 millimeters left of the front edge. so that's the wheel cut off. It's happened to drop into the bottom, unfortunately, and I can be assured it's pretty hot at this stage. So I'll have to fish that out once it cools down, and we'll show it to you then. Okay, so I have the piece done, and it's cooled down enough now to use it. As you can see, there's a little bit of material left at the back, and the surface is quite rough. We'll deal with that shortly. What I'm going to do in the meantime is make the next wheel out of the remainder. Just want to check first of all that the hole is already deep enough. So we've got the drill bit, nail up against it, and that's definitely more than 10mm, so we're happy to go ahead with that. So I'm not going to talk through this one again, I'll just go ahead and do it. Okay, so that's the two wheels done. And that one, that's not hot, well, it's warm, it's not hot though. Okay, so just to finish up, I just want to tidy up the back of these. Front is done, make this nice and smooth. I'm just going to use a pliers to take off this excess material here, so I don't have to do as much. And I've done it already to the other one, and we're just going to put them in. Now they're very thin, so we want to put them in with a bar behind them. And get it in such a way that it's not rocking, and then gently tighten it. Don't want to press too hard because we don't want to damage the sides. We need a little bit of material sticking out. Take out that bar now, and I'm going to take thin cuts off the back until it is smooth. I'm not trying to really cut down on material, I'm just trying to make it smooth. You have to be careful always not to hit the chuck. So one cut was enough, that's nice and finished. And now to do the second bit. that's the two wheels done. Trying to get focus here. So there's the nice back side, and there we have the front side. You can see the thickness of the wheel. I think they look nicer in aluminium, and the second one as well, so they look similar enough. And the backs. Okay, so that's the last part that you have a drawing for done. What I'm going to do now next is the design part. These wheels have to be attached to the chassis or to the plane, and they don't give you a drawing for that, they expect you to design it. So the next day we'll go through a little bit of quick design for a very simple idea and make that. Right, thanks for watching as usual, and hope to see you again.